Hello and welcome back to the Quad Life. Well, today we're going to talk about exercise. Well, no matter what a person's level is for spinal cord injury, well, we all need to exercise at some point. Even without a spinal cord injury, we know that exercise is important because the battle of the bulge is not necessarily just a point in history. So, if you have a lower level injury and have full use of your arms, then you have more options for exercise. So, I know some people that do like hand bicycling, it's called, and they can basically attach an extra wheel to their wheelchair and they can cycle by hand. So you get out in nature and it's good exercise as well. And others can do things like, say, rowing or lifting weights or, just some kind of movement. That anything helps when you're sitting. For me, of course, for high level injuries, those options really aren't available. So when I am in bed, I do what's called passive range of motion. That my caregiver will take my arms and legs and move them around, and that makes it so my limbs stay mobile, but really it doesn't give any exercise from my standpoint. Because in order to burn calories, then your own body needs to be doing the movement. So that is why I do things like this. So this is what's called an FES bike, or a functional electrical stimulation. So if you remember back way to the beginning of the month, I talked about my diaphragm pacemaker. So it works by giving an electrical shock to my diaphragm. Well, this is somewhat the same. That my feet and legs are strapped into the pedals here. And then we have electrodes that stick to my legs and my back end that then have wires connected to them. And they receive an electrical shock, or pulse, I guess. And it makes them go around like you see. So this one has a motor that does a lot of the pedaling, and then my legs do what they can. So it has been about a week since I last got on here, but the last time I did, my legs did like 3 minutes on their own. So the motor of the machine didn't do anything, and just the stimulation given to my muscles. And my legs then did it on their own. And I think the maximum that I've done so far is 11 minutes on my own. And in the 7 or so years that I've been doing this now, I have gone over 1,700 miles. And I think I'm actually getting closer to 1,800. So that is a good thing. And really, it's something that is new and helps quite a bit. Now, unfortunately, only doing a couple minutes with my own legs, under my own power. I didn't use someone else's legs, I just used mine. Means I only burn something like 1 to 2 tenths of a calorie But hey, it's still something at least. And when I was originally injured, something like this wasn't even thought of. And it has been developed in the past, probably 15 years or so, I would say. And back when I was injured in 85, then they didn't really have a lot for physical therapy or occupational therapy for someone my age. As I think I've said in an earlier one, I had some training on how to use my mouse stick, but I really ended up teaching myself by playing with toys. And for physical therapy, I had things like passive range of motion that I still do now, that my parents were taught how to keep my joints limber. But that really was about it. And I also did things such as a standing frame, where it's basically a wooden board that you get strapped to and puts you in a standing position. I did that for several years up through junior high, but got tired of it. Because think about it, just standing in one place for an hour as a kid and really can't do much except stand there. I think even for adults that would get boring after a while. I did look at some standing wheelchairs for a while once, but they didn't really work out too well, so it didn't last long. But this is what I do for exercise. I also breathe on my own a little bit, which again, that takes a lot of monitoring. And this takes quite a bit to set up too. Right now, only 2 of my caregivers are comfortable with getting me on it. The one holding the camera, of course, being one of them. But when I do get to it, it's about 1 or 2 times a week I can. It takes about an hour to do. But I'm thankful that I was able to get this machine, because not many have. And I'm able to use it. But it's definitely helped, and it has allowed my muscles to really increase in size and decrease my muscle spasms as well. So any form of exercise that you can do is a good thing. It helps to increase circulation and your muscles, and is really good overall. But that's it for today. My voice and body are getting tired of talking and cycling. So I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.